Now, no different to an athlete, I believe in coaches. This is my coach, Dr. Fred Gross. Actually, I met him at the first ARIC that I ever went to. And I'd have to say Dr. Fred has really changed my life, because in those first 5 years I was a workaholic. I had no life balance. I was just working around the clock. So Fred taught me how to have a life, how to write down my goals, and how to have a vision board. As I said earlier, all I really do is think about next year. So some of these are my old vision boards. They're very, very simple. And I've just done my one for 2016, my vision board for 2016. But I just sit down and think about, what do I want to do next year? If I had all the money in the world, if money was not an issue, if I had all the time and time was not an issue, how would I like my life to look? And Glenn said, can you please just talk about your holidays? We really live a magnificent life now. What was holding me back years ago was, what are our excuses? Don't have enough time, don't have enough money. I can't do that. Well, actually, you can. You can do whatever you want to do. You've just got to put it in the diary and it will happen. So years ago, when I was at my Dr. Fred group, everyone was going around the room, writing their goals. And as I said, I would copy everybody else's goals and dreams. Villa in Italy, that sounds nice. Mercedes convertible, oh, that sounds good. I'm not a car person, but it sounds really nice. So a year in England, a holiday home up the Sunshine Coast. I just started writing it down. Then I worked out how I could lock it into my life. But the strangest thing happened. I was out to dinner one Friday night, and a girlfriend said to me, does anyone want to buy a villa in Italy? And I said, well, actually, that's on my list. Okay. So I came home from dinner. Glenn wasn't there that night, and he said, what? You're doing what? You're buying a villa in Italy? That was Friday night. We went out to dinner. By Monday night, we'd signed off. We bought it. It was a share with a group of friends. But now we go to Italy every year. A holiday home up the Sunshine Coast. I'd never even been to Budrum before, but I thought that'd be a nice place to, because I didn't want to be right on the water. I just wanted to be in the mountains a bit, to go walking, and let's go and have a look at Budrum. So we went to Budrum and bought a holiday house. A white Christmas. Really, you name it, whatever you want to do, just put it down, because these things have a way of really happening. So, as I said, I really struggled with time management and taking that time off, and felt that I could never be away from the business. So this particular year, I said, okay, I'm going to have a month off. Glenn, can you go and book a month for us? We're going to go to Europe. So this was back in 2006. Glenn sneakily booked 7 weeks. And I nearly died. I thought, my God, how am I going to cope? Well, guess what? I came back and the world was still there. Everything was still there. The world didn't fall apart, and I worked normally when I got back. In fact, I was quite energised, and I thought, well, that worked. Let's book another holiday. So 6 months later, we booked another holiday and went to Cambodia and Vietnam. And then we booked another holiday for that Christmas. So now we have 2 months off in December, January, and we have 2 months off in June and July. Then last year, my son got married and he had a 3-month honeymoon, and I went, oh, I'm jealous. I want a 3-month holiday as well. So we just locked it in. So next year, we've already booked our flights and everything. In 10th of May, we're going to Europe for 3 months. Like, you know, if you want to do it, you can do it. You don't have to start big. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. In fact, next year, we get all our flights on points because everything through the business is on credit card. So everything's booked on points. Next year, we're doing 40 days trekking across Spain on the Camino. And then we're going to have a month in Italy. And then we're flying to Toronto and visiting some friends. Like, there's a reason that we're doing this. We're working hard to really create fantastic memories with our families and our loved ones. Because there's no point in working crazy, doing all of this, and getting to the end of your life and saying, well, all I've done was work. Create some fantastic memories. And that's what we do now. You know, I think of nothing more like, you know, going to Antarctica with Mum and Dad, trekking on the Great Wall of China with our son. We've done something really special with each of our kids every year. You can do that. Just put it in the diary, book it, and then it's locked in. And I can tell you, you will work like crazy before you go. You'll make those phone calls that you've been putting off making because you've got a time limit. It's like an auction. There's a time. There was a time limit for today for me to do this. As Glenn knows, he got it at 9 o'clock last night. But, you know, that's me. I'll leave everything. And I think that's a lot of us. You know, would we really put our tax return in if there wasn't a date that we have to have it by? So create a date, create an urgency, and make your life happen. I felt really guilty actually being away for May and June. I was starting to, you know, towards the end there, because I'd had, you know, December, January off, came back for a couple of months, then I was away May, June. And then I thought, you know what, if I'm on my deathbed, am I going to say, gee, I wish I didn't have that 2 months? We've had a ball, you know, in Iceland and Greenland. We've been to 75 countries now. We're having a great life. So I'd love you to dream. Just dream about what it is that you would really love to do. Book it for next year. It's next year, it's not next week, so you haven't got appointments next year. Just put it in the diary and it will happen.